Winner in 06, 07, 08, 09, and 10. That's 5 in a row, plus 2013 and 2016. When you think of the greatest athletes of this generation and total winners, Tom Brady, Tiger Woods, Roger Federer, Jimmie Johnson. And he joins us this morning on the show right now, sitting at 17th in the NASCAR point standings. Jimmie, good morning. How we doing?
Doing good.
I appreciate you being with us. So far, nearing the midway point of the season, how do you feel behind the wheel, where you guys are at? I'm sure adjustments you want to make. How do you feel as you assess nearing the midway point of the year? An unbelievable question that I'm sure has floored Jimmie Johnson, who I'm sure over the course of his legendary career has never fielded such an intuitive and sophisticated question. And so I will allow Jimmie Johnson to take a moment, gather his thoughts, and really consider what I said, because there's a lot there. There's a lot there. Let's give Jimmie a moment.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Jimmie is back with us. And Jimmie, I just asked, how would you assess where you guys are as a team midway through the season?
I guess that's why I hung up on you. I didn't want to answer that question. Sorry. No, we're not where we want to be. We are improving week to week. I think the last month there's been some really good growth and connection between myself and Kevin and getting the 48 car some speed in it. And unfortunately, Pocono, we had something go wrong with the back of the car that we didn't realize until after the race. That brought some clarity to the lack of performance in the second half of the event. But we slipped in points, and we're digging out of a hole. We're trying to catch up right now. I'm going to keep on swinging hard, and we're going to get there.
I want to talk to you about an interview that Kevin Harvick did a couple of months ago, where one of the things he was discussing about your legacy and what you mean to the sport was that you're just a, quote, good old-fashioned great guy. And that might just seem not all that important to some people. Oh, you just say that about people. But in his case, he was saying that's one of the things that he loves most about you. Is that something you take pride in when you hear a fellow driver say that about you?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that it's nice to hear that from one of your peers. He's mentioned some different things based on my championships and where I ranked too. That was very kind of him. So sure, it feels good, but it's not something I set out to be. And was like, man, I'm going to be this guy. That's just me. So I feel that it served me well. I have great friendships in and around the sport in tricky scenarios with competitors because of that. So, I am happy that I'm seen that way and enjoy the relationships that come with it.
Well, yeah, and as you mentioned, Harvick also claimed that you might be the most disrespected great driver ever. And I wonder how to take that. Do you take that as a compliment because there's a peer saying you deserve more respect? Or does it worry you or does it bother you because it's somebody saying that you don't get enough respect?
No, I took it as a compliment. I mean, the legacy of Earnhardt and the legacy of Petty with their 7 championships, and then his opinion of how people see me is where that came from. And it's hard to know where the truth really is. I wasn't around to see Petty or Earnhardt win their 7th and experience whatever energy was around that. In the world of social media today and all of that, people are very quick to be mean and tell you things that they don't like about you versus the opposite. It just seems to be the culture we live in. So I think there's something there that we don't quite know yet. And the fact that I'm still racing, it's hard to understand my mark in the sport and the legacy I've left behind. So, you roll all that up. I don't feel like I've been disrespected. I take it as a compliment from Kevin that he feels like I should have more. What's wrong with that? That's pretty cool. But, I've had an amazing experience winning these races and championships and have an amazing fan base that I'm so thankful to have.
Jimmie Johnson joins us this morning on the show, and I agree. Kevin Harvick said it out of pure compliment. I just wonder, does it matter to you where ultimately you are ranked all time?
Nah, not in my eyes. I didn't get into this for stats or to be the greatest. I mean, sure, the competitor in me wants more and wants to be that guy, but in my heart of hearts, I wanted to win a race. That was my goal. So to sit here with it, man, it's been one heck of a ride.
Do you sometimes wake up and go, damn, can you believe this happened? Because your roots were not hugely funded, wealthy backers, pushed into the sport knowing that you were going to be a champion at age 19 or 20. I mean, it was a grind early, and I don't think anybody saw this type of success coming. Are there moments where you pinch yourself and go, wow, can you believe it ended up like this? Can you believe this is my life and my career?
All the time. You're absolutely right. I still can't believe it's turned out as it has. It's been crazy. And there's through the day, there's numerous times where it pops in my head if it's something I'm experiencing or I see something on social, just to pull me back to that era of time and what I've had to work myself through and overcome. It's been one heck of a story.
Jimmie Johnson joins us this morning on the show. One of the things that I think will end up being part of your legacy is fitness, and that drivers and NASCAR drivers needing to be in shape and needing to be healthy is part of the success. And when I talked about Federer and Tiger and Tom Brady, all of them have taken physical fitness to the next level in their sports. How did you identify that being a huge key component for you being successful?
Yeah, I just felt like I could do more. I mean, we won a few championships, and you go back and look at the photos, I wasn't in great shape. I knew how Monday, Tuesday felt and how much of a struggle it was to get ready to go to the track again, especially in the summer months. And I'm like, man, I've got to be better than this. So just my own journey of always trying to reinvent myself or always trying to grow. I just knew it was something I needed to do. And earlier in my career when I raced dirt bikes, fitness is a huge part of your success on a dirt bike. So I knew what to do, and I knew that it was directionally better for me, and I got back into the space. What really blew my mind is how much of a mental, release and growth and what went on. Physically, sure, it's easy to understand, but I got stronger mentally working through these challenges and trying to get ready for various fitness events. Trying to make sure that I was right in the car. There was this huge kind of mental side of it that I loved and was really not expecting. So that's really what's kept me so deeply involved in it.
So I love that perspective, because I think Tiger Woods finally winning that Masters after all these years away, there was such a mental aspect of it to that win in Augusta. And I think for Tom Brady in the Super Bowl last year, there was such a mental part of things. What's a scenario that unfolds in a race where you being mentally stronger factors in?
Yeah, it comes in a couple different ways. I mean, for me, my time I spend cycling or running, my mind quickly drifts to the race car and the experience I have in there, the upcoming track, what I need to do, how I need to drive the car. So I get my brain organized and I'm more prepared. And then certainly in the moments when you're at the end of a long run or at the end of a long ride and it's hot and you're fighting through, that conversation you have in your mind of like, hey, that's it. I'm gonna walk it in from here. And you have that same conversation in the car where you're on the ragged edge, your body's in full exhaustion, and you still have 50 laps to go. And you can't walk it in. You got to fight through that. So those moments do show up, physically kind of driven moments. And then also, I firmly believe in your comfort and confidence is based on preparation. And when I show up to the track, I know I've got my ducks in a row, and I can carry that confidence in. And oftentimes where I get organized is in my training sessions, mentally.
Jimmie Johnson, 7-time Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series champion, one of the all-time greats. Sunday at 2 o'clock on FS1 is the Firekeepers Casino 400 at Michigan International Speedway. So watch then. That's Sunday, 2 p.m. on FS1, the Firekeepers Casino 400, Michigan International Speedway. Jimmie is there trying to make up ground in the second half of the season. Jimmie, I appreciate the time so much this morning, my man. Thanks so much. It's really cool to talk to you.
Thank you.
You got it.